Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our live session. I am your host, Preena, the ambassador of change with the Global Education and Training Institute, India's leading training institutes for in service and pre service teachers and educators. And you are watching the hashtag Disruptive Education Movement series initiated by our mentor, Dr. Sunita Gandhi. And so far, we have conducted more than 1,000 serious sessions on this platform with phenomenal personalities. And again, I am back with another such personality with us today, Mrs. Buvana, who is a dynamic educational leader from past 23 years in K-12 segment. And she has worked as a teacher, senior coordinator, vice principal, principals in various known schools of Punjab and Noida, like Shivalik Public School, Rayad International, GEM Public Senior Secondary, and presently she is associated with the Noida International Public Senior Secondary School as a principal. Ms. Buvana is an expert in school management and implementation of guidelines to run the school to its optimal efficiency level. And she has joined us today to talk about online ethics. Well, we are using technology. We are into this from last 2 years, connected via technology. So she'll be talking a little bit about the online ethics. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am, on this platform of GETI. And I would request you to please take over the session.
Thank you, Prerna, for the warm welcome and kind introduction about me. It's all about learning each other. Thank you so much once again. Give me 1 minute to share my screen. Let me share. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is all about the introduction to online ethics. As we all know that we are forced into take online other than the traditional. Now we are more than 1 year. We are continuing this mode. As before going to start, as usual, we used to say this thing: mute your mic, mute your video in case bandwidth is very less. These are the basic ethics generally we used to say. So we'll see one by one what it is exactly, why we need this online ethics. Cyberethics is also called online ethics, is a study of ethics pertaining to the computer, anything related to computer technology, covering user behavior and what computers are programmed to do and how this affects individual and society. For years, various government enacted regulation while organization explaining policy about cyber ethics because we know the ethics when we behave with others, when we communicate with others. So it is a ethic more accurate label than computer ethic, which can suggest the study of ethical issues. It is limited either to computing machine, computing professionals. It is also more accurate than internet ethics, which is limited only the ethical issue affected computer networks. Right? And why we need this ethic? What exactly the cyber ethic? With the increasing of young children using internet, not only young children, now we due to this pandemic condition we are all forced to take online classes or this seminar which we are conducting right now, all this training program by the teachers or the various professionals, they all forced to use the internet. It is now very essential than ever to tell the children about how properly to operate this internet, and it is they're dangerous. It is especially hard to talk to teens because they do not want to be lectured about what is right or wrong. They seem to think they have it all sorted out, and that's why it is important to instill the appropriate cyber ethic at an early stage. But if you don't have it, there is still time to tell your children, to your students, why it is important and what a way it's going to help them to secure and safety, because cyber ethic, it is completely related to your cyber safety and security. Okay, so it is very important for this ethical issue to be taught to our kids. There are three main issues with ethical implications generally happen. One is personal privacy, a right to assess harmful actions. The professional and philosophical prospect both studies are concentrated with this personal privacy, which is the very important nowadays, because your personal privacy will be easily shared with your social networking sites. So you need to be more careful about this main issues, which is completely related to personal privacy. It's including online shopping. It includes you are using the social media and what kind of things you are posting, and the right to assess what kind of thing we are assessing in the internet or social media, and due to that, what harmful actions we are going to face, especially the teenager and girls. So these three main types of ethical issue, which is privacy, is an IT enable exchange of information on a large scale. It enable increase the potential for disclosing the information violating the privacy. Something like a password which we are putting and disclosing informations all comes under this category. Another one is assessing right. The topic of computer security. Assess right has moved quickly from being low priority for the corporation to high priority to the government agents. So it is another issues which we can see in ethical. And harmful action, harm to any user in general public, employees or employer. Harmful action include the intentional destruction, modification of file and programs leading to serious loss of resources, unnecessary expenditure of human resources. So this kind of issues which generally we used to face. Why this cyber ethic is important? As I already told you, what is the importance of this ethic? Why we need to teach our kids, and what is the uniqueness tending to overstate the effect that cyber technology has on ethic uh, to us. Cyber ethic concerned to the code of responsible behavior on the internet, just as we taught to act responsible citizen in everyday life. The responsible behavior on the internet in many way align with the right behavior in everyday life, but the result can be significantly different. Even though it look like a same in your everyday ethics which you are talking about, here it is slightly the result can be significantly, or you can say harm to the mankind will be slightly different, significantly different, but it will be give more dangerous than even not a thing. You maybe see the e-government ethics. The government also taking lot of steps, what kind of what to do, what not to do in other apply ethics, computer ethics, cyber ethics, all this thing about malware and how to handle other thing and all. You may be seeing lot of newses uh, related to this issues, which is related to your cyber ethics, what to be aware of when shopping online, ethic reach or strict reach. So these are the few example what dangerous or harmful it going to be affect to us, and how to prevent this, which we'll see here. Internet ethic for everyone. It is not only for the school or college or the professionals. It should be for a corporate world or employees who are using internet. It will be for everyone. It is cyber security awareness month is also celebrated in the month of October 2020. 2020. So pretending to be someone else, it may be use avoid bad languages, it may be national, local culture while using email chatting. So there are lot of internet ethics to everyone, which will throw some light. Before going to prevention of your the cyber ethic and other thing and the issues, uh, how the cyber ethics started in a different phase. If we saw in 1950 to 60, the technological features stand-alone machines, not more than that, large mainframe computers only. And associated issues are artificial intelligence, database privacy in 1950 to 60. But when you go to 1970s or 80s, mini computers and PC, personal computers are interconnected, privately owned by network. These are the technology feature, technology advantages started. So the issues also, the associated issues also related to computer from phase one, that is artificial intelligence database privacy, along with that, plus concern involving intellectual property and software privacy, computer criminals, and privacy and the exchange of record will start it. And in 19 at present, internet and world www, world wide web, the technological features still advance. Your issues also unfold from phase 1 to phase 2, plus concern of free speech, legal actions, and virtual communities, etc. So your issues are keep on changing. The when technologies are keep on improving, your associated issues also keep on changing. And present to near future, it converts information communication technology to nanotechnology, genetical, geometry research, etc. The technology keep on changing. Issues are going to add on one, two, three, along with this decision making. Due to this pandemic time itself, lot of cyber crimes are happen. It is increased 67 percentage as compared to the before. So what we have to do to in order to prevent ourselves, what the um, behavior we have to do, it responsible behavior on the internet is cyber ethic concern to the code of responsible behavior on the internet, how to behave or how to post or whenever you are operating the internet. Just as we are taught to act responsible everyday life, it behave in many way aligned with all, which I already told you, but result can be significantly different. So keep this in mind. We need to be very careful how to prevent. One of the cyber issues generally we used to face, and we need to take care of this ethic. One of the cyber ethic is copywriting, downloading. Cut paste and all, where it is nowadays very common term, which we generally we use the thing. But following some issues are increasing daily due to children using internet improperly, and we need to take care of them and we need to teach them in case they are misusing, and how to prevent them. We need to teach them so that in coming days, copyright downloading is a major issue because children don't know what is copyright policies. They only try to search what they need from the web and download it their purpose without knowing what it is, how it is, and how danger it is. And this is one of the computer basic ethic we need to teach to our kids. Crime and punishment. Children do not believe that they will get into any real problem by neglecting use of cyber ethics. It became very easy to track the origin of wrong activity over the internet to the individual user. This is increased manifold during this pandemic time. They don't know I'm using sitting in my room, I'm using internet, how will it going to affect with the others? That have the wrong information they have, that nobody going to see me, watch me, what I'm assessing in my computer or in my internet facility which I have. So over the use of this without knowing what it is exactly, the crime and punishment will keep on increasing. Cyber crimes, it's closely related to your cyber ethics, and cyber ethics closely related to your cyber safety and security, which is the main motto of to know we need to why we need to learn cyber ethics. Another issues generally we used to face is the internet hijacking. You heard about a lot of hijacking, but internet hijacking done by stealing classifying information like a password, other assessment, stealing password to get the site, also recasting website without your permission. The world is running on the computer. It is important that hijacker to be stopped, but we need to be very careful. We need to be prevent how to prevent for that. So don't share your password and don't keep your password as something which you can guess. Generally, they put 1, 2, 3, 4, such kind of the thing easily. When they want to try to hijack your computer, easily to access. So you should put a strong password uh, 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 to protect your computer so that some extent we can prevent the internet hijacking. This is one of the issues which you are seeing. Another one is cyberbullying. This especially girls and even teenagers, they used to face this thing. It is a study of ethic pertain to computer covering user behavior. What computers cyberbullying increase, people are became aware of it effect on children. Cyberbullying is bullying that take place carry on electronic technology carried by device and equipment such as cell phone, computers, tablet, as well as communication tool, including social media site, text messages, website, and chat. So there may be some time to give the call in a what a time, and then late night calls, other thing and all. The what to be teach to avoid such kind of the things. When a child encounters cyberbullying, that should tell to trust the adult and keep telling them until they take action, because most of the time it is not reported because they don't know that they are bullied and they are not informing to any elders. So they need to tell the any person, maybe it is mother or a teacher or any elders who are at the family, keep telling them until they take action. Avoid to open, read, respond the messages from the cyber police. Teach their kids to something which is fishy. No need to open, read, and respond to the messenger. If we keep on giving them some information to them, and even if you are deleting, that will be there in our server for long time, and that will be easy to access by anyone. So it will be respond to cyberbullying. Even if you are online shopping, other thing and all, when you are uh, ordering something in online, you put your all complete details like phone numbers, your address, other thing and all. When that paper comes, please discard that information. When you're throwing that into the waste material, that will be easily accessible. That's not all small issues where you are going to be trapped. So keep away messages from bullies. They may be needed to take the corrective actions. Try as much as possible online thing information details which you are giving in any internet search engine. Don't save it. When you are saving, it is easily accessible by anyone in case you lost your laptop, your mobiles, or any electronic gadgets which you are using. So use software to block buller if they encounter through the chat or any information. Um, it is the rise of various unique ethical issues. Nowadays, it is coming up due to more usage of your internet nowadays, and this deserve to be recorded as an academic field in a own right. Some of the issue unique because they are unique property of technology that generate the transform them. And these are the few basic things which you all know that nowadays we are getting unique transmission very in Facebook. Through Facebook they may access your ID and then they will hijack you, and they keep giving calls and asking monies, etc is going on. Then before you are going to into the other issues, let me first tell me what is the difference between online bullying and bullying by the thing. When you are bullying in the face to face, that happen only for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, more than 2 hours. But in cyberbullying, it is will be cyberbullying is takes place more than 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days per year, because it is continuity, because there is no physical contact between you and the person. It can be find safe place and you escape. If it is anything happen physically, you may go into a safe place to escape, or somebody from others who can help you. But in safe phase here, hard to escape, because you don't have any phase to go out. If you are using, unless otherwise you are not using internet, completely blocked. But your data is already there, so they may be going to approach you through the thing. Here limited to onlookers, but here shared by audience. Within fraction of second, it will be put it in a social media, and it goes viral in a matter of second. As you all know that it has happened in so many issues. Bully can be identified here. Bully can be anonymous. You cannot identify unless otherwise some net completely the IT person who can make it to identify. Otherwise, it's very difficult to find out here. It can be see facial and body reaction of target and onlooker. After seeing the person, you may guess he going to be trouble to me, he going to be attack to me, like that and all. But here, in order to emphasize with the target, we cannot identify how to are we going to get the cyberbullying or not. Okay, these are the few difference between physical bullying and cyberbullying. And do nots in cyber ethics. You need to be taken care of certain thing in a school work. Use the internet to help you do the homework. You can find many information inside this information, so you cannot avoid technology by doing so, by for the purpose of productive positive work for the school work. Don't copy other people work and call it your own. Do credit to the author or website. In case you are referring in biography, you have to mention at the end, you have to mention it courtesy from so and so. I copied from so and so. This is referred to so and so. You have to be mentioned. And music video copywriting, use the internet to learn about music, video, and games, but don't use the internet to download or share copyrighted material as it is without any modification. This sometimes the imperative of cyber ethic education to cyber crime and prevention cyber securities. So you need to be teach all this thing. And main point, ethics are set of moral principle that govern individual, group, and which is acceptable behavior while using computer. This is computer ethics set of moral principle that govern the usage of computer. One of the common issue of cyber ethic is a violation of copyright issue, which I already told you. Duplicating the copyrighted content without author approval, assessing the final informations of others, or some of the example of violating the ethical principle. So these are the basic violating the cyber ethics. And as I given already, do's and do not always assess the file with the permission of the owner. Always respect the copyright laws and policies. Respect the privacy of others, just as you expect same from others. Use internet ethically. Do not harm others. Complain about illegal communication activity to parent or teacher. Here, it is very important. Sometimes they don't tell to others, and they will be into the trouble again and again, and it keep on complicating. So complain whatever you find out something illegal, and you have to communicate with your elders, especially teachers or parents, or any adult which is you are facing, which is very important. You need to teach this thing also. Anything, something if fishy you find out, please let me know. Hide or avoid publishing personal information online. This is all in social media like Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc. In all this social media, when you're going out, on I'm outside, I'm holidaying in, etc., etc., you are posting, and that is give the hint to that you are not at home, your house is locked, so it will be easy for the cyber crimes to be done. Not only this, sometimes it has happened with the girl child when you are posting, she's going so and so school, she won so and so thing. Such kind of publishing personal information online, please kindly avoid using the bad languages, which is also one of the unethical cyber ethical behavior. Don't use computer to scrap around and steal. Don't use the computer to bear false witness, and do not copy use software for which you don't belong. Do not use computer to retrain or modify the content which you are viewing. Um, Major issues, as I already told you, it is something related to privacy, property, accessibility. These are the main major issue. What are the challenges, ethical challenges which you are facing once you are known into the internet issues, ethical issues, misinterpretation of certification skills, and abuse of privileges, inappropriate monitoring, withholding information, overstating issues, complicity of interest, management employee client issues, and privacy issues, which I already told you. Whenever one has to talk of privacy, ethic is the second half of it. It could be wrong to say privacy may not have been issue and on linking with the ethical of society they are living. So, privacy issue including loss of control, misuse of information, risk to physical privacy, risk to identify threat, unwanted instruction into your daily life. These are some of the private issues which you need to taken care of. And for the use of information, use of internet highly visible, open to violation of this privacy issues. uh, they need to always ask sometime to agree other thing and all. So you need to find out the terms and conditions and agree, and unsecured within real rules. Cookies or capture information about you every time you visit the site. For example, particular site, if I'm related to education, I'm visiting again and again. Education means it is automatically comes the topic which you are thinking. Any online product which you are planning to buy, if you gone through, the next time you can see they will be going to get and the same kind of material going to display in the advertisement. All it can be capture your information about every time you visit that particular site. The information may be sold to the third party. As very recently you heard about the thing, there are too many incidents with the data is all leaked. A lot of data are leaked. It means your private informations are all thing. Attempt to enhance the privacy of computer-based files and communications. Electronic Communication Private Act. These are the few laws are there. So need to report the issues. First is identify the issues, and then know about how to prevent. And then how to prevent is one of the way to prevent is reporting the matter to thing. So if Electronic Communication Privacy Act, Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, and all there, so you need to report all this thing. What are the most prominent ethical issue in cybersecurity? What the most common ethical issue in the world of cybersecurity? What problems make IT manager work overtime? Some of more prominent issues are incident response. How, when, where to inform consumer for the branches, to what extent you should be to investigate, and what are the action your business can be taken. um, Much of an incident, how much information should be shared with your stockholder, how do you determine what steps to be taken to prevent such with in the future. So you need to be taken care of the thing. And encryption issues, when the government agents request encrypted information from your business, what are your right and obligation, what is your responsibility when it comes to encrypting information storing within your business, which is another major issue. What are the most prominent ethical issue is role and responsibility. Your IT department, what are the responsibility associated with this rules and regulations? What degree do you hold IT staff management and access responsible data branches? What is the level of personal responsibility of other staff members other than IT for the branches that result from the ethical action, such as falling prey to the fishy attack, invading, giving access to the company informations. It may be very dangerous if anything related to a defense side where the information leak to one country to other also. So role and responsibility is very important ethical issues. In teaching, as we are all taking online classes, being teacher, we are all taking the online classes. In teaching, what kind of cyber ethic in educations we need to taken care of? The basic one, which I already told you, mute your mic and video unless otherwise asked to open. When switching to online school, children have many adjustments to make, including learning how to navigate virtual classroom, arising from how to as a parent you can help your kids adapt smoothly to distant learning and avoid embarrassment or misunderstanding by preparing them in advance. Use the alphabetical guide below should assist you in coaching your kids to become successful online school student when finishing school year from the home. So arising from digital culture that is fast developing, being used by service delivery in all sector of your thing, not only teaching, in education, e-government, uh, and it's like which leading to emergency of your cyber crime, threading the cyber faces. This paper ethic education means preventing the cyber crime. So when you teach the kids, means I already told you that it is closely related to your cyber security and cyber crime, and that to prevention to the cyber crimes. In addition to cyber crimes, it being awaited to the laws for punishment of cyber criminals, you need to know about it. The growth of digital operations increase the cyber crimes, so you need to prevent more by knowing the cyber concept of cyber ethics and cyber ethic educations for prevention of this all to be discussed here. So cyber ethic in education, which is need of our, as we are all forced into to take the online classes. Here, A for avoid acronyms. Make your children aware that while they may comfortable by using reading common acronyms such as laugh out loud and something which they are their generation use, for all users not familiar with this kind of abbreviations. So help to kids understand that being clear by spelling things out will help them to avoid confusion, misunderstanding within the teachers and the classmate, because not everyone is tech survey, not everyone knows all this terminology which they are using. So you need to be teach this kind of thing to our kids. B is for brevity. Explain the student that while participating virtual classroom discussion, they should keep their answers short and on top. Student can also note their opinions answered by using the statue indication found in most virtual classroom platform. Clicking I agree button get to a point across just as well as typing the message in the chat box. Okay, so they can be, instead of making noise, they can even put their messages in the chat box, typing the message in the chat box. That way it can be, everyone can participate in the virtual classroom discussion. That way they can be avoid the noises, means in the discussion to be clear to everyone. C for your courtesy. Courtesy goes long way in any setting, including online school classroom. Help your children understand that their good manners should carry over to online meetings too. It is not only good at physically when you are present in online classes or computer internet when they are using. They need should be good manners. Students should use their real names. Make sure your kids know how to raise their virtual hands instead of calling their names again and again. Wait to be recognized when respond to the question or comment. Give Tell them to patiently wait to their turn to come to get their doubts or answer the questions. Make sure your kids know how to raise the thing. Teach your children that even online you expect them to say please, thank you, and sorry, because these are the basic ethics uh, from childhood you need to teach. It is whether it is online or offline, it should be remain same. Remind them to address the teacher, other virtual school students in a respectable manner, even when disagreeing, even if the points is not um, which is not agreed by the person, it should be politely you have to refuse. Advise student to avoid using all upper caste letters. This is often considered the equivalent of shouting. So unless otherwise, if it is assessment assignment, avoid such kind of the thing. So this is for your C, and for D is ditching distractions. This is for especially the adult, teenager groups, and they got lot of distractions. Before online school section begin, your child eliminate environmental distraction that may divert their attention away from the distant learning. This is good advice for the parents who are working from the home too, because that distraction make them to be restless, distracted. So it is always request your children eliminate that wherever sitting in a place which should be avoid all the distraction which is in nearby the environment. Clear the room of playful pets and noise siblings. So when you are telling something, it should be clear to everyone, so it should be avoid. Minimize the background noise by turning off the TV or radio, even cell phone. No multitasking during the class. Remind them not to let the microphone focus, but sometimes we need to be along with that, to keep the phone. If it is not working, we need to uh, uh, keep it away. But sometimes we need to use the thing. In that case, it should be taken care of the thing. Mm, and remind them not to let the microphone broadcast unless they are asked to speak out. This is a basic ethic we need to teach. One of the basic ethic which we need to start and teach every time now. And E for early. It is important virtual school student prepare before the class. It's not the thing that you can come and sit at any time, because that will going to make them to be lethargic. So they should download any necessary software and connect test devices like a microphone, video cameras before the lesson begin. It teach them to for the punctuality also, and also how to plan it well before if you begin anything. So it is important that virtual school students also prepare before the class. Students should also exit other application on their computer period to launching the classroom software. So that way the bandwidth problem, other thing they can avoid during the online classes. So this is one more issues generally they used to face during online session. And F for the focus and friendship. Remind your kids, although online school teacher may not able to see them, you expect them to pay close attention. Make sure they do the following. Here, parents' role is very important. Focus on the classroom conversation and activity. Take a note of the information presented to them. Ask the relevant questions to clarify the material covered, assessment given. It should be a both the way. It should not be as to be distracted. So, not join sideline chart with a classmate when the teacher is speaking. So this is a ethic which we need to create from the self ethics. You can say, in fact, it is a self ethic created to the student. You need to tell them, even though it is not possible to see them, but still we believe them, we expect them. They have to do that will improve their values and ethics in their respective life. That is one of the way to you need to teach. Not join the sideline chart and other with this, you need to tell. F is for not only for focus, it is also for the friendship. At the same time, parents, learning, coaching should recognize that virtual school is not allow work and no play. By joining in a class discussion with a classmate working on group project in the virtual classroom, kids can form a new friendship and become a part of close community of online learner, because someone not able to interact with them in a physical way, they can interact with the online. So online learner, if your family has time, be sure to encourage your children to join online extracurricular activity at the interest of them, as far as the interest. So it is not only restricted for the learning within the boundary of four walls, it is the beyond the boundary of four walls. So parents and learning coach should recognize this virtual school not it's not at all work and no play. So it should be the activity oriented. It should be extracurricular activity to be participated. Motivate them to participate. G for good intentions. Encourage the kids to read and interpret virtual classroom messages with the assumption that teachers, classmates have good intention. You can also assist them in developing good online communication skill by discussing and misunderstanding the problem that they can arise. So this way, they can develop the moral ethics values in a real life, as a physical also, as well as cyber ethics also. How without seeing their facial expression, other people may not know when they are kidding or being catty, because in when you're charting, that messages also give, it may going to hurt someone. So you need to take care of such a small acronyms, which I explain here for the online teaching, or in the cyber ethics in the schools. So we need to taken care of three main things: what is cyber ethics, why it is important, and what are the issues, and how to prevent the thing. So if you using internet, you know to be know about how to prevent all this thing. So suggest the kids reread their own messages for the friendliness and respect before sending. Advise them what seems like a short abrupt answer from the classmate probably does not mean anger. The other person may just be busy. For example, if you are sending message, they are not giving response. It may be they are having some other work. They will be going to see us later. So don't take it another way. Make it to anger. He's not responding me. He's not giving respect to me, etc. So it means to the person may be little busy. Caution them against feeling online slipping into mean mocking tone, revealing much too personal information, like a photography, sharing photos, and the places you are visited. Try to avoid them, especially the teenagers. That will leak the personal information to them. So keeping in mind that you may need to review this information, as well as when they being working online more than once, particularly if the children are young, energetic, very active. Although this may seem like a lot to remember, many of these rules are simply the electronic version of traditional classroom expectation. If you see all this thing, like I given comparison between bullying and cyberbullying, it almost same. Few things are changes. So within few weeks, this pointer will be second nature to your children as they become familiar with this new way of communicating with the teachers and classmates. Okay, so you need to be taken care of this thing. And with this note, be safe, if, and be cyber ethic. Learn to be a cyber ethic, and that will be going to increase the interaction, communication with the other friends. Thank you so much. Anything to be taken care of here? Like you asking any questions, I can ready to answer. Thank you. Over to Prerna.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for highlighting these points. about the online ethics, since we all are using technology a lot more than usual, from last almost 2 years. Last year, it all started with the online classes. And ethics, when we talk about ethics, I think it's all about the basic rules that what we should do. And
Yeah,
this
while
digital
using internet.
system,
While
yes, while
using
using it.
internet, what to do?
Right. And I think technology, if we talk about the digital system, it has made our lives easier, from everything, be it about learning, about payments, about shopping. Everything is, connected somewhere. And uh, if you talk about students, we have somewhere accepted this e-learning format as well in the academic life, and that's the reason that many organizations are using this for the teaching learning activities everywhere in the entire world.
Yes,
And you
yes.
highlighted about the cyber ethics, about the privacy, about copyright policies, when it comes to downloading, how kids have to be careful. And because they are
Cyber
usually
hygiene.
unaware. Yes, they
Yes.
are unaware of whether the internet content is good or bad. And we do tell them, we have given them all the right now to use it, because it's the powerful tool to access information. But we have to keep in mind that there are certain things, certain rules that should be followed by them. And you explain with the letters, a acronym, no acronym should be there uh, for students who are not really comfortable: brevity, courtesy, no distractions, focus, and friendship. That was really wonderful. Thank you so much. And I think overall it was a very informative session, because we have been talking about, we are on regular basis talking about how to utilize this platform in our classes, how we can come up with different ideas to make our classrooms interactive. But at the same time, we really need to educate kids about how to be careful due to non-observance of ethical and moral issues while they are using the internet. These facilities and unauthorized access to data can actually lead to so many other problems that you
Yes,
discussed in detail
before using,
about,
they should learn about all this.
yes, stealing information and data,
For their safety
unauthorized
and security.
access, about for their safety and security. And you also talked about the cyberbullying that's very common, and bullying and cyberbullying, how it is much more scary for kids, where the way you explain the difference between the two. So overall, I think it was a very insightful session, very important, very informative. And I would request everybody to share this video as much as you can, because it's important to tell everybody, educate everyone what all necessary steps we should take. So yes, to use e-learning system for the students, by the students, within their academic period, the students should be fully knowledgeable about ethical issues and to avoid any unethical behavior. That's very important. I would like to thank you, Buvana ma'am, for discussing on this particular topic. As I don't see any questions here for you, but I think overall the session was wonderful. Thank you on behalf of our entire team and joining us today and giving us your time. So with this,
Thank you
pleasure
for
is all ours,
hosting
ma'am.
wonderful event. Thank you.
And yes, we come to an end. Stay safe, everybody. Take care and be careful. And definitely, we'll come back soon with
Cyber
another such
ethics
informative
also.
session.
Be cyber ethics also.
Yes, absolutely. Don't forget that. And share if you care. Share this video as much as you can. So, yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Take care. Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Bye bye.